Hey there! Today I've got a build for all my Dragon Communion enjoyers out there. Or if you're a fan of capital E explosive damage, then this build might also be to your liking, even if you're not a spicy lizard aficionado. I did create this build with a rune level 150 character as a baseline, and the schedule tree blessing I recorded the footage at this 10. So if you increase your blessing or rune level further, you get even higher damage. The stats for this build are 60 vigor, 20 mind, 13 endurance, 22 strength, 20 dexterity, 11 intelligence, 28 fate and 60 arcane. To make this all work, here is what we need. The Rock Heart, one of two new dragon transformation items. This one gives a buff to Dragon Communion incantations, and you can find it by solving the Domain of Dragons painting puzzle. Since the transformation requires us to not wear any armor, this also has the benefit that we barely need any endurance. Next we need the Talisman of Dread, found at the Elder's Hovel, which increases the potency of our magma attacks. As magma deals fire damage, we also use the Fire Scorpion charm. And the last talisman to increase our damage is the Roar Medallion, that boosts roar and breath attacks, which most Dragon Communion incantations are. For the final talisman slot, you can go with whichever you like. My recommendation is Radagon's Icon to decrease casting time. The incantations that we use for our big boy damage are Theodoric's Magma and Bale's Terror. Theodoric's Magma has a higher damage ceiling, but Bale's Terror is more consistent. Although Theodoric's Magma has the upside that the lingering magma pool can sometimes kill bosses after you've already died. For buffs we use Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength. The weapons that we use are the Dragon Communion Seal, as it natively boosts Dragon Communion incantations and has excellent arcane scaling. Next, any weapon that has the Endure Ash of War applied to it will also help us greatly, as it stops enemies from interrupting our casts. And as a side weapon that we use to dispose of cannon fodder, the Blasphemous Blade is a good choice. Not only does it deal fire damage, its Ash of War, Take as Flame, is actually considered magma by the game, and thus gets boosted by the Dread Talisman. Alternatively, a great weapon with the Eruption Ash of War also works with our build, if you want something more spammable. I went with a Flame Art Affinity Smith Stripped Hammer, but the choice here is yours. Lastly, for our physic, we use the Flame Shrouding Cracked tier to boost our fire damage, and the Oil Soaked tier that you can get from one of the Furnace Golems near the ruins of Unte to give enemies nearby a weakness to fire. But keep in mind that to apply the debuff, you need to get really up close and personal. Though, once the debuff is applied, it stays active for some time or until fire damage is received, even if you're further away. Now, to put this all together, we need a bit of preparation before boss fights. Cast Golden Vow, then use the Rock Heart again while you're already transformed to receive the buff. Next cast Flame Grant Me Strength, and then sip from your Physic and your blue juice to replenish FP. It's also worth considering to use a Rune Arc or to munch on some prawn or crab for increased survivability since you're stationary during casting. Now that you're ready to go, get close to the boss, use Endure and cast Theodoric's Magma or Bale's Terror immediately after, and profit. If you want to level past 150, I would recommend to increase Dex for faster casting speed. The cap here is 70. More points into Fate and Arcane directly translate to higher damage. Also at 33 Fate, you can fit Shabriri's Howl into your buff arsenal, which increases both damage received and damage dealt. And that's all you need to know for this build. Hey, you've made it to the end. Thank you for watching and see you next time.